Opry making the decision now not to open for its 2020 season.
Hello everybody, welcome to Lost Places, and today we will be talking about the Smoky Mountain Opry. Now if you don't know what that is, it's basically a theater, kind of like a Broadway type place, where they basically just put on plays and songs and different types of stuff. Of course, it is built in area where a lot of people have generally very elaborate looking buildings to look cool and stand out on the road, kind of like a roadside attraction type architecture. So this place does look very interesting. Now, this one in particular has a very interesting history. It was built in the year 1997 as a stage for the country singer Louise Mandrell. Forgive me if I mispronounced that, but yeah. It remained that until 2005, whenever the property was purchased by the Fee Hendrick Family Entertainment. And by the end of the 2005 season, eventually it would get closed down and they needed a new tenant. On April 13th, 2016, after some mild renovations to the building, a company called the Miracle Theater opened up. Now, the Miracle Theater basically just promoted different plays, mainly referencing Christ and his death, basically just plays of those events that transpired. There was a few controversies with them in 2009, but on October 22nd, 2011, they closed down. Fun fact, there's a Facebook group called Tribute to the Miracle Theater, where people literally just remember this place. And kind of an interesting thing that I did during the research of this video that I thought I'd mention. On November 7th, 2011, eventually it finally reopened as the Smoky Mountain Opry Theater. Eventually, the owner of the Dolly Parton Stampede eventually purchased Frederick Key Entertainment. Therefore, the Smoky Mountain Opry Theater had a change of ownership. But here's the thing. Certain things happened in the year 2020, which you probably would know, COVID-19. Now, in May of 2020, spokesperson Pete Owens announced that the theater would be closing for the 2020 season. We would later find out that it would never reopen. Since 2020, though, it has been sitting there abandoned for at least 4 or 5 years now, and unfortunately, nothing has happened to it. Until early 2024. In early 2024, a company announced that they would be having a new thing about the Nerf and Crayola Excursion, or something like that, which is basically the building would be subdivided in half, to where one half would be like a place where you could literally just have Nerf battles, which sounds pretty epic, to be honest. And the other side, which is just the Crayola, classic attraction. And they would completely remodel the entire building to fit it for this new design. There's a few renderings for what it would look like. They look kind of crazy. I mean, I think it takes away the whole curb appeal of the building that it's had since it was built in the 90s. But I can't change that. Tell me in the comments below if you do like the change, though. Anyway, after some financial troubles, the building was eventually it was put on postpone. It was originally planning to be opened in fall of 2024, but things changed a little bit whenever it eventually got moved to later on. Now, here we are in 2025, and it is still sitting there abandoned. From what I could tell, nobody else has filmed this, and like I said, this is one of the sketchier places, but one of the coolest places I think I've ever filmed. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little thing about the history, but I don't think you need to hear me yapping. I know you're probably just wanting to see the building itself, so I'm going to leave it past me to show you the video. Alright, we're here at this abandoned, theater thing, kind of. like, you know what it is since you probably read the intro and like the title and stuff. But yeah, currently this place is getting turned into something else, but I think it would be cool to look at this and see what exactly has changed since this place. Homeless dude. Sorry if the lighting's a little weird, so we're just gonna walk through here. This is the entrance. We'll look inside. Whoa, they ruined that place. Well, like, they didn't ruin it. They did it on purpose, but, like, they completely changed it. Also, those chairs look cool. They just busted holes in the wall. I believe that was done by the people who are converting this place into the Nerf building. This is sick. Look at that. The Opry sign. Power is on in here, so I don't really... I guess this isn't really abandoned necessarily. They're working on it. But I mean, I guess you could call it abandoned. A lot of stuff has grown up back here. Man, those dogs scared me to death back there. Although, that's the second homeless person I've seen here, so who knows what to expect when I come around this corner. Whoa! And I said, who knows what to expect when I come around this corner. I did not think I'd see this. Whoa. What is this? You can't see inside through that. Unfortunately. This is cool. What it is? I'm unsure. Look at this little, like, cove right here. This is interesting. What is the purpose of this? If you know, please tell me in the comments below. I'm gonna go over here. Some of the old paneling for sets and... Oh! So they had live animals here, and this is where they kept all the animals. I think. This was like the... That's cool. Is this a ball? Look at these giant tree trunks. I'm not sure what this was. Is this for the Nerf gun thing? No, I think that's been sitting there for so long. I doubt it. Oh, man. Got the gingerbread men here. This, like, little homeless camp area. Not gonna go over there for obvious reasons. This is cool, this little thing. We'll make our way around the building more again. Okay, we're coming along this side. Got all the Christmas lighting. We could have just walked through that to get to the back. And that's just the back. Looks like that used to be open and then they plugged it up. Here's an open shed that looks like somebody broke into. Has a wasp right in front of it, so I'm afraid to go in. There's one of those old chairs. Look at this door. Wasp scared me. Super overgrown, super old looking. What's this? Just an open area. Pretty cool looking, if you'd ask me. Also pretty cool looking. I wonder what's in there. I don't know. Alright, we're back at the front of this building, which has windows and stuff. No people, so we can get more views inside. It's time for this side. What? That looks pretty weird. Can you even see in that one? Nope, it's so fogged up. They have like an ozone machine or something. I don't know why that's fogged up. And there's the dude. That's another view inside. Definitely different from its glory days. Completely stripped of the copper and stuff. Look how open that is. How big. It's cool. Let's go get a view of the sign or something. And get one more view of the inside. That is cool. Wonder what that used to look like. See the old check-in desk? Alright, there's nobody over there. There is somebody over there, but they got up. Leaving the building and we're looking at the sign, which is over here. Which was never intended to be looked at, but, well, from foot. Well, I thought it looked really cool, so I wanted to share it with you guys. That's not real brick. That's sad. It's just designed to look like it. That's the Opry sign.